So I am here with Chuck Dennon, and Chuck, where do you teach?
I teach at Highlands High School in the Twin Rivers Unified School District.
Okay. And you teach high school math,
High
right?
school math.
Very impressive. So can you tell me, why are you here this week?
I'm here because we have a crisis. That's why it's called a state of emergency. Here we have, every year we're losing more and more teachers. For 15, 20 years of my career, I had money to go for professional development. I had the opportunity to participate in programs. I was involved in things where teachers led the curriculum. All of a sudden everything's top down and we're losing. In my district, we're phasing out a third to half of the early childhood educators. We're eliminating more than 2/3 of all the adult education teachers. I've seen class sizes go from 20 to 25, now up to 30 and 32 for elementary. And even in my high-risk math classes, instead of 26 to 28, I'm looking at 32 to 38. Well, when you add 2 more kids, and one of them is a little disruptive, that's one thing. When you add 5 or 6 more and 3 of them are disruptive, you just exponentially affected my ability to communicate it with my class and to teach them.
Okay. So can you tell me about some of the effects over in your school and your district of these cuts if we go to an all-cuts budget?
Well, first of all, how about one of the ladies that's here today? She will be teaching in her 3rd different school next year. She's not laid off, but she's surplus each year because she's near the bottom of the seniority, and so she'll be moving to her 3rd school. We have at least one teacher that will be teaching at her 4th different school. We have a teacher that I know of who is teaching the 4th different grade at the elementary level. It takes a couple of years in order to learn your craft, and then you turn around and say, oh, well, you're surplus, so we know that you'd prefer to teach 2nd grade, but now we only have a position of 5th grade at this other school. Would you like that job? We have lost 50 to 100 teachers a year for the last 3 years. This is decimating education.
So your mid-range teachers, the teachers who are over in that 5 to 10 range, are getting moved, shuffled around all the time.
Every year.
And then the ones that are below that are just being axed.
Yeah, and even that, the district will notify 150. Well, we don't expect 150 to lose their job, but even if only 75 lose their job, that's 75 teachers whose experience was negative, it was hostile, it was hurtful, it was sad and traumatic. They have to go face the fact that they think they may lose their job, and even if they don't, they still have to face depression and they have to prepare for next year. It's just atrocious.
Yeah. I was pink-slipped and rescinded in about the 2nd wave over at my district last year. It was the first time it had happened to me. Very depressing.
It is. It's very, traumatic.
This year, though, does it look like there'll be callbacks?
I'm afraid that this year is the worst of all years because we're at best holding our own, and if we don't get a budget resolution and we don't face an improvement in the financial situation, we might not only find some of those who have been rescinded are unrescinded, and even more layoffs are facing down the line. I don't know how we're going to deal with another 2 or 3 billion or 4 billion in cuts to education.
Thank you very much, Chuck, for joining me